VCR Redux will begin in T-minus 5 minutes.
What the fart is VCR Redux?
It's the show where we take movies from the VCR era and bring them back to today.
Well, how do we do that?
Well, we start by talking about a VHS classic, and usually you'll say something like,
I haven't been this uncomfortable since I watched Meatballs 4 Meatballs to the Rescue with my parents. Oh yeah, or you'll say something stupid like,
I wish we lived in a world where the Garbage Pail Kids made as many movies as the Muppets.
but I know you'll always see it through with a positive attitude.
I hate this movie, I hate being here, I hate all of this. Oh, Jamie Kennedy. Oh, well, shit. Well, let's go for this.
He was in Son of Mask. This is genius.
I am not a gamer. I'd rather read books. I'm
He's
just
like the old lady that's like, I got video game monsters, I got video game monsters in here.
as long as we respect the passion and the artistry that went into these films.
You know, obviously they took this movie, it's 93, right? And you're like, what do you want to see in your Mario movie? And they're like, oh, we want it to be grim, we want a lot of death, we want tits and ass.
Oh, and then we start the pitch ideas with modern day sequels like
Weekend at Bernie's 3, Cocaine Mountain.
Sometimes we take it kind of seriously.
I'll watch a Paul Verhoeven alien movie.
oh my gosh, that alien will have more vaginas than anything you've ever seen in your life. Sometimes this Hawaiian shirted fool will pitch something stupid like,
I would take out the virtual reality stuff and just have it be about Jeff Fahey mowing the lawn.
Sometimes the best pitches come from the live chat.
Alex Bonafonte also pitches Grand Theft Starfighter Vice Galaxy.
wait, I thought I had the best pitches.
And what happens at the end of the movie? The ultimate fart. The
For that.
fart that the warmth goes like all the way down to your socks.
The only rules are, there are no rules. Sometimes we cross over franchises.
Only the truck from Tango and Cash can kill Christine.
And sometimes we travel back in time.
Like 1995 is missing a good Universal Soldier sequel.
But you never know what we're gonna pitch next.
What do you want? Do you want Daniel Stern behind like a muzzled mask? Like,
We all know it should be Pesci behind the mask, and like underneath the mask, you should hear him going like fritter, 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 fritter.
you are so proud of yourself for that one. I can't stand you.
I would also love to see a Charles Bronson version of It's a Wonderful Life.
What?
Direct to DVD.
If you made a shot-for-shot remake of Scarface with Goofy as Al
Goofy in
Pacino, it would be amazing.
God.
Gorsh, you need me to be the bad guy.
It's like the worst 1987 Disney movie Disney's ever made. Schlongo, directed by Jim Wynorski.
Like, I would watch a whole bowl of that.
Do the John Holmes story. Add a comedy spin to it.
Wow, the Wonderland murders are so funny.
I'd watch it on my mobile.
Something happens and he goes into a coma. He gets like, hit by a car or something. I know this is dark, but like, bear with me. He's got to go on.
Did you just go like Hard to Kill with Ferris Bueller?
I'd watch it on my iPad.
If you want to just like throw in the kitchen sink, it all works. Like Alien versus Predator versus RoboCop, like if that works. Alien versus Predator versus Terminator, that works.
Alien versus Predator versus Ernest. That works.
That works.
I respect everything you just said.
I need David Silver and Terry Silver and the Sloan family all learning the Quicksilver, but they're doing it in Breakin' 3 Hydraulic Boogaloo, and it's underwater. It's gonna be incredible. Eat your fucking shit out, James Cameron. I got the underwater movie you can't touch.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mr. Toxie Goes to Washington.
My ass would be in the theater tomorrow.
If Harley Quinn gets 7 movies, then Tank Girl should get at least 70.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
I mean, why should we even bother with Look Who's Talking when Air Bud is soaring to new highs?
All I know is I want Danny McBride.
I want him doing anything other than writing Halloween movies, honestly. Anything that keeps him away from that fucking job, I'm for it.
Just let him talk out of his butt. I don't care how he does it.
I'd rather not.
Austin Powers doing the Macarena.
That would be the opening credits. Come on.
But we have not yet had Die Hard on a half pipe. What if John McClane Jr. was a pro skateboarder and also an avid machine gun enthusiast? Skater Die Hard.
shit my pants.
What up, virtual people? Welcome to the 236th episode of VCR Redux, where we take your favorite franchises out of the analog era and bring them back to 2026. I'm your host, pop culture punk Chris Stiles, joined as always by my co-host with the most complaints, film professor Ian Klink. We have two radical guests on the show tonight, of course. First up, the third leg of our video tripod himself, Mac Daddy Mickey Torres is Mick back on the show.
What's up, everyone?
And rounding out this righteous crew, coming straight out of 8 Mile WCW style, Verhoeven veteran RoboCop is on the show. Whoa!
Nice.
Oh, I
Where's
guess
Sting?
is
Where's
he
Sting?
recharging? He's charging right now. Where is Sting? Yeah, but when RoboCop charges up, I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about this movie. Anyway, we are here today to pluck out the ice pick.
He's on Google.
Yeah, he's looking. He's reading his text right now. He's reading the live chat. He's judging all of you, all three of you. Anyway, we are here today to pluck out the ice pick, to pump up the pleasure, and to watch Michael Douglas romancing the stone bone. That's right, folks. This world needs Basic Instinct 3, and we're here to give it to you. But before we find out if Robo's ever fucked on cocaine, we got a dish on how Basic Instinct came into our lives and what we love about it. And of course, that goes double for you at home and everyone watching the live chat. Was it Love at First Laserdisc, Vital VHS? Hit us up in the chat and let us know how Basic Instinct came into your lives. But Mickey, when did you first get Basic Instincted?
So it's a late nighter on HBO or Skinemax, one of those things.
This was never an early morninger.
No.
Well, this is a perfect movie at 9 a.m.
It could be an early morning because sometimes they would rerun these things. It's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're sitting there watching like Sharon Stone getting naked, and it's like there's no bad time to watch this. So
the Stone Bone on repeat. Yeah, this was 90s cable. This must have been the highest rated movie in all of 90s cable.
Oh, for sure.
Certainly, infamously the most paused scene of all time.
If they even did ratings at that time, that's the thing. Like, I mean, like,
it is one of the top VHS break, out there that they had to keep ordering VHS as a Basic Instinct.
You know what?
Sure. Pause it, it would break.
That probably made Carol Co. about as much money as T2 then, because the T2 didn't get paused like that and break,
No.
But still, those are tapes that just were around, man. Like, but so you said this is a late nighter on cable, I presume, Nikki?
Yeah,
right?
this is like late night, HBO, whatever the case.
So what are it's 92. What are we? 14 something.
Yeah, 14, 15.
14,
15. Yeah, no,
15.
I'm just thinking, okay, that's a pretty prime age to discover this. I was a little bit younger when this came out. I think, I was 8 in 92, so I was like about to turn 8, actually, technically when this came out. I was still 7.
I think this is 94. Isn't 92?
You think of it's 94 because, you grew up in Iowa and things move slow out there. And
you probably had to wait till it got to the dollar movie theater by the gas station to get the pizza and then go rent it from the bookstore next door.
They had to down
library.
print to 16 millimeter and then convert it to diesel and then convert it to biodiesel and then eventually it made its way to I love Iowa.
It was worth it.
No, I was gonna say you think of it because that's when it probably hit cable. It's that was the lifespan of a movie. About 2 years later, it hits cable, and unless you're Sliver, I think you hit cable a little bit faster.
If it hit cable in 94, I would have been 17.
How dare you?
Okay, that's a good way of putting it too.
Legacy of Sliver.
Well, folks. I mean, welcome. First of all,
I saw Sliver on cable too.
We all saw Sliver on cable.
The only way anyone saw Sliver was on cable.
On cable.
Right? You had to be in the screening room or working on the film to have seen
God
it another way.
God bless you, William Baldwin. You keep doing what you do best.
It wasn't a bad movie. There was
a whole subgenre of movies involving Sharon Stone's underwear in the 90s.
But also,
about it, there were key plot points in this and
But
Sliver.
the funny thing about it is you think about Sharon Stone being that and then Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas was in a bunch of these movies like Disclosure. All this stuff, Basic Instinct.
This is peak. This is
Fatal Attraction. That's right. Yeah.
This is peak Douglas. It's this and Wall Street. You know, he's
Oh, yeah.
either buying and selling things or he's fucking. Like that man
Black
fucks.
Mask. Wasn't Black Mask around this time too?
I never saw Black. Are you talking about Black Rain? Is that what you're talking about?
Black Rain. Black Rain.
Oh, Black
Yeah.
Rain. Yeah,
That's,
Black Rain
yeah.
is that's all peak right there. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
to me, it's like Black Rain to Basic Instinct is the top of the top. We didn't even
Oh,
realize
yeah.
it yet. Like
Only
Disclosure's
Michael
great.
Douglas can sport a wet mullet, and it works.
He is underratedly handsome. Like, you know, when I watch this movie, I'm like, he is too good looking for like to be fair.
Sharon
Like, at all.
who? Michael
Yeah.
Douglas.
Yeah, but
it's-
like
you
he's so
know-
out of place to be in the club. Like you see like he's like he's too old to be in the club.
He is
but he's
too
in the
old, but he's
club.
like he's got that his energy in this kind of reminds me of what's his name from Fright Night? Fuck me. Goddamn, what's his name? Chris Sarandon from Fright Night.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a Jerry Dandridge vibe, you know, like
Yeah, he
he's
walks
like,
in the
you're
club.
a little too
like,
old to be in this club, but that's
yeah.
all right. Like they're
He's
gonna
literally
melt
like
for you.
in dad clothes. It's literally like a V-neck sweater and like like jeans.
Yeah, that is true. He tried to sexy it up by like no shirt underneath, but
Yeah. And
the thing,
everybody's
you know,
dancing. Everybody's dancing, but Michael Douglas doesn't dance. Michael Douglas is just like caressing Sharon Stone, like not even moving. He's just like there. She's doing all the dancing.
My favorite part of the Sharon Stone legacy is we could have had two different Sharon Stones. We had the Police Academy 4 Citizens on Patrol Sharon Stone era, and then we had this Sharon Stone.
You're the only one who hails it as that. Everyone with two eyes and a heartbeat hails it as like the Alan Quartermain canon films Sharon Stone era. But you
I
know,
was
you do you.
sorry, sir. I was there with COP. You know me. All right.
Yeah, but were you there for Action Jackson? Were you there for Action Jackson?
Sir, I am a Richard Chamberlain fan. First off, how dare you? I knew Richard Chamberlain. You
and
know Richard Chamberlain.
And let's not forget Total Recall. Total Recall was another good Sharon Stone.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
See, but the problem is, I don't know why, but she doesn't. Okay, internet, come after me, but she doesn't look like Sharon Stone in Total Recall. I don't know why. I always think it's Kelly Preston.
Huh?
My head always thinks in Total Recall it's Kelly Preston, but it's probably because
in some weird twisted Arnold verse, Sharon Stone is in Twins and Kelly Preston is in Total Recall. And then Kelly Preston, oh my God. And then Kelly Preston went on to do Basic Instinct. And that like totally tracks when you think she's coming from like Mischief and Secret Admirer.
I'm just saying.
Dude, fuck. I love Sharon Stone, and it would be absolute sin to recast. But in an alternate universe, like I do want to see the Kelly Preston versions. I mean, first of all, R.I.P. Kelly Preston, one of the goats, like one of the greats.
The world
Kelly
did not
Preston.
deserve Kelly Preston.
No, that's true. Yeah, every now and again we get an actor, and we're like
nothing ticks me off more than in Christine when Arnie is looking past Kelly Preston.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's insane.
Dennis, what an idiot!
Yeah.
Like, the car deserves to kill you.
Yes.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, pretty much everyone in that movie is a fucking moron except for Harry Dean Stanton, maybe. Who's like too smart. He's like, how the fuck did he figure this out? Like, he's insane.
Car's a ghost.
Yeah, like.
Okay,
I thought they didn't make this paint anymore, Arnie. All right, we're getting way off track here. What are we here to talk about? RoboCop, Basic Instinct? Well, okay. So what age? I don't know. What age were you, and what did you think it would be? I mean, I could see young Ian being like this. Is one of those few movies that I think that you would like.
No, I did not get into Basic Instinct. I don't think I saw it until I was in high school.
Okay. But then I could see you being kind of snobby enough to like, oh, Esterhazy and blah blah blah. No.
Well, listen, I probably am one of the only people in this room that has read both Esterhazy's books and have them on my bookshelf. Have you guys ever read his American Animal?
No.
No.
Fascinating book. This man literally sold the script by writing an idea on a bar napkin and got $1 million for it. This guy, Esterhazy, is fantastic. But no, I remember I was in high school. I think I rented it from the local library. You know,
Yeah, that tracks.
You know,
So you
I
go in your library and you say, like, you got that Basic Instinct movie, you know, the one where she shows
Well,
herself.
She crosses her legs. It's a censored thing. It just says reading is fun.
but here's probably why I did it. I didn't, you know, when it came out when I was like 8 or 9 or whatever it was, we were like, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, there was controversy about it. It was out there, but I wasn't paying attention to that. I was doing stuff. Only years later, like in high school, where we started, you know, like the late '90s, started having a lot of really interesting like books about movies, and I started finding them at Goodwill or find them at the library, and then I start reading about Basic Instinct.
This is just Ian's version of like, no, I read the articles. It's okay.
Well, no. And then I saw about the we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, or more appropriate animal, another animal. But the you know, of course, it's the scene that everybody thinks about, the interrogation scene when Sharon Stone does, you know, which, you know, was an improv scene. They made it up. I mean, you know, and what I remember the most is them talking about how it came about. You know, that this scene that the movie is infamous for was kind of not really even planned. It just kind of happened, and people just went along with it, and it was improv, and you know, they didn't even think they were going to have it in the edit of the movie, and then all of a sudden it becomes the thing that people remember the most of the movie. And Chris and I talk about this all the time. You know, for a movie to really be successful, and I really believe this, is that when you say the title of a movie, what most people do is a scene will pop in your head. It'll be a shot, right? And it's that shot that makes the movie memorable in people's minds. And to me, that's what Basic Instinct is. It's that scene.
Of the 90s, like of
no,
what?
just of you say basic instinct. That's the scene that pops in your head.
Which scene?
But doesn't it also remind you of like
okay.
The shot of all shots, you know, like
doesn't
I mean, yeah, that
remind you
is,
of
I guess,
Silence of
yeah.
the Lambs a little bit? Like, doesn't it remind you of that scene with Silence of the Lambs where he's kind of like in the cell or whatever case?
Oh
may
yeah,
be,
yeah. No,
the
I mean,
mask.
yeah.
It's the same kind of like concept. Like the '90s was like you know, that time period or whatever that was also like just weird. Like to
Well,
do
the
these kind of
erotic,
things.
the '90s. You know, I always talk about this. You know, that the '90s were kind of, you know, what ruled the decade was the family-friendly movie. You know what also ruled the mom and pop video stores was the sexy '90s thriller.
And that all was born out of this movie.
You know, but like everybody had one. Roger Corman, you know, you can see the cover. You just say erotic thriller. You see the girl rubbing the gun with you know, Sam Neill on the other side doing like that look. You know, like that was the.
There was even like indie versions of this, and then like the slew of like teens doing, you know, ditching the teen roles for Now I'm in My Molly Ringwald and, you know, Drew Barrymore now doing these types of, you know,
the
there's a
two
whole
Corys blown away.
yeah exactly. There's
but that was
man.
more like
that was
like
late night HBO,
like a fun movie kind of thing. It wasn't too serious that way. You know, I mean, I don't know. I didn't think it too serious.
Well, I mean, and Basic Instinct really is. It's a noir movie. I mean,
it's a good one.
That was the thing. Yeah, a lot of that was popular back then. I mean, again, I go back to it. It seems like Michael Douglas was doing them all.
I feel like, you know, the others, again, they may have some twists or something like that, but none of them have that kind of noir storytelling, and none of them feel like this feels like almost more De Palma than Verhoeven in a sense. It's just like,
can you imagine if he did this movie?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, either way though,
the angles would have been. Oh my! I could see that movie.
Oh god, yeah, the diopter for the diopter.
Oh my God. You can literally see the shot of Newman, you know, in the forefront,
sweating in the foreground,
and her in the background. The diopter shot.
Yeah, with the other fucking cop, Nissen or whatever.
Why is Newman in this movie? Why?
Because you
there's
know,
a bunch of dudes. The dude, one of the detective dudes or whatever case may be, is, you know, the older dude. I forget his name. Oh man,
Thinner.
Yeah, Yeah, that guy
Oh,
who's
Paul
been in a bunch of
Sorvino?
things
No,
too.
no.
No, the other one. He's
I know who
the
you're talking
cop. He's the cop in Thinner. He's
Yeah.
the cop in everything. That guy is like born to play a fucking cop. He's,
Yeah, he
you know.
was.
But this has also got earmarks of things that Ian loves. Ian loves recovering alcoholic stories, and this is a good one of those.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
And I will say
It's
this
the
is.
greatest cliche for a script, but it works. It's so redemptionable.
I do want to say this before I get to the live chat, that this is one of the last. This feels like the last movie of a different era of an era, excuse me, where cigarettes were treated casually in film, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a plot point, but like, smoking was just treated as like a thing. Like, what are you gonna fucking arrest me for smoking? Nowadays, it's like, yes, we will. That's a fucking statute. That's a crime.
You
Like,
could still smoke in bars and everything like that.
Well, that was Rob
Yeah.
Reiner. I mean, that was Rob Reiner. I mean, Rob
But I
Reiner
will say,
channeled Hollywood to change all that. You know that, right?
oh no,
What's
really?
that?
Rob Reiner was a spearhead. I mean, he wasn't the only one, but he really spearheaded getting cigarettes out of movies.
Oh, wow.
And campaign, and he's the one that got it. So now, if you smoke in a movie, it's automatically rated. Well, it used to.
Oh man, I hate
used
that.
to
I
be-
will
it
say
used to-
that's
They
draconian,
changed.
man.
they've
I love
changed-
Rob
Marvel,
Reiner.
Marvel changed it actually. One of the Marvel movies had a cigarette smoking, and they didn't want it
Good.
to be R.
Good. It shouldn't be fucking R. Superman the movie should not retroactively be rated R because Lois Lane smokes a fucking cigarette. Like, get out of my fucking face with that shit. Like, Santa Claus the movie is gonna be rated R now because someone's smoking a cigarette somewhere in that. Like, get out of my
Lithgow has
face.
a
Like,
cigar the whole movie.
dude, I think we've gone too far. And not to, crusade on this, but I kind of opened this can of worms. But, I saw a thing recently of someone lighting a cigarette at like an outdoor sporting stadium, and I'm like, yeah, why not? You're fucking outdoors. But like nowadays, it'd be like, oh my God, there's children. Oh, you can't. Oh my Lord.
Unless you're
But,
Sean Penn, you can do whatever you want with Sean
outside-
Penn.
Yeah. That's like the one thing I respect about Sean Penn now. Like everything else about him kind of sucks, but like that, like I feel like, yeah, man, smoke up,
I heard,
Sean.
I did hear somewhere that this was one of those Sean Penn Madonna potential projects.
Oh yeah, because
This
the script
movie?
was around for a
Yeah,
while. Yeah.
yeah.
But at any rate, the reason I bring up the smoking in this is that the writer wound up getting throat cancer, and he said that he regretted, like making cigarettes look sexy or whatever, or promoting smoking in movies, whatever. And sorry, it took me a long time to get there. But anyway, I do now want to get to the live chat. Let's see who tuned in, who feels like getting basic tonight. We got Angie Saunders, the mashup genius, Oscar Toronto, the statue, Monica Thyman, our favorite Swede from across the pond, Mikey Riffraff, another mashup genius in the house, Matthew Sharp, we got another mashup genius. Thank you so much for tuning in, bro. Whiskey 41, the great Alex Bonafonte, Caitlin Allman, America's Next Top Model, and Sharon Stone's top fan, mind you. And Rand, our favorite Canadian in the chat thus far. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Whiskey says, get your ice picks and stain sheets ready. Oscar says, I watched this on cable by accident because of my horny uncles and parents. They were young. I was 10. I wanted to be like Michael Douglas when I grew up. I still want to be like Michael Douglas when I grow up.
Oh yeah.
Grow
all
mullet,
I-
let it.
all I've wanted is Michael Douglas hair, like forever. That man's hair has never not looked fucking perfect. Monica Thyman, I saw
want
this
Kurt
on.
Russell's hair.
That's a different kind of perfection right there.
yeah, it's
more
they're pretty
less
similar.
business in the front, but more party in the back for sure.
Yeah.
Monica Thyme says, I saw this movie on video the first time with my sister. We loved it. That's kind of similar. Angie Saunders, I saw when I was younger, then watched 3 days ago. Sexy movie. Matt Sharp, I saw this movie in like 93, 94, right after I dropped out of high school. LOL. I did not know that about your backstory, sir. But that's about the age, that's the video age, the cable age. Anyway, Whiskey 41, even in the content-starved 90s, Basic Instinct is tough to wank to. You have to have ninja timing. Andrew Saunders, the leg cross was the most paused scene I heard. To me, it looked like she was wearing panties. Interesting. Whiskey 41, the elephant in the bush instead of the elephant in the room, referencing what you were saying before, Ian. And Mikey Riffraff watched at 12. So yeah, we all watched this a little too young, right? Didn't we? So yeah, it was. So I have two memories of this one. One, of course, is, right when it first hit video, this was a hotly rented movie, and like I didn't rent it, but I think probably my dad rented it, and then like my older siblings like grabbed the rental and like played it in the basement or something, and like I saw a few scenes, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta get out of here," like, all right. But then eventually, a few years later, I did see it on cable. And another thing that struck me, other than not to downplay Sharon Stone in this, because she's amazing. She really like steals every fucking
Oh,
scene
100%.
she's in.
Yeah.
It is the '90s was the star making role era, and she was great. This is an amazing star making role for her. However, um, me being me and my sensibilities and always liking the doe-eyed brunettes, I always felt and still feel to this day that I'm like, man, Jean Triplehorn is,
Gene
you
Triplehorn.
know,
Yep.
unsung hero of this. Like, whew, Jeannie. Like, any
Yeah.
rate, but yeah, again, this, when I think of like the trilogy of star-making roles in the '90s, it's Ace Ventura, Encino Man, and Basic Instinct. And Encino Man obviously made two. It made Polly
Well,
and
they're
B.
like,
Frage.
not to steal a phrase here, but they're pop culture, like, iconic moments. These like, all these scenes, and then like, you talk about like, this scene, the leg crossing scene. Like I go back to Silence of the Lambs. I
Mhm.
go back to like, you know, Ace Ventura. There's so many scenes in there, but like these are like, it's funny because it's like you don't, you say the movie Basic Instinct and everybody thinks of that scene. You say the movie, like, you know, different movies, and you say the movie title and people pick out one scene that is like on everything.
No, it really did. I mean, well, like you were saying, I mean, like the ushering in. I mean, we know that Hollywood does this all the time. One movie hits, that's now what people want. They want the thriller. They want the. I mean, to the point where you get, you Basic Instinct was such a hit, they actually did the opposite with the Crying Game. You know,
Oh
where
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it's around the same
literally
time.
it's
Yeah.
the complete bookends of the sexual thriller as far as gender roles and what you're doing and everything. And
Well, again, they were kind of, there's some unsung movies of this era too that are kind of like, movies like Hand That Rocks the Cradle or like Bad
Oh
Influence, a couple Curtis
yeah.
Hanson joints.
Whoa,
You
what was
know.
that one with was it, it wasn't Sisters, but it was that one with
Fucking, talking about Jennifer 8 or no, what is it? The one with
Jennifer 8.
no, what's the
Jennifer 8
one
was
with
good
Jennifer
too.
Jason Lee and
Oh, single white
Singles.
female.
Single White
Single white
Female. Thank
female.
you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there was
That's a
another one
great.
too.
That's a great one. Single white female.
Yeah, that's
There's
a
another
nuts.
one.
That's a very
I'll
'90s, very
Even Weber
crazy.
does not give credit. Great,
Yeah.
great in that movie.
So, Sean Gold in the chat, by the way, folks. Gold's Code saying, "What movie is this? Basic, the military movie? I love Sam Jackson in this movie."
I hate that man.
There's a mashup for you.
I hate that.
So we do have to talk about. There unfortunately was one of maybe what's regarded as one of the worst. I guess you would call it an early legacy sequel. But yeah, I tried to find this movie today. I could not find it. I did go deep down the well of reviews and plots and stuff like that. I know Ian has seen Basic Instinct too.
I saw Basic Instinct 2 in the theater.
You are a sick man.
It was
I'm judging you.
It was Here's the problem with Basic Instinct 2. All right, and I've talked about this on the show. It was nostalgia thirst before nostalgia, thirst was a thing.
Yeah, it's like
And
when they did again that era was like Crocodile Dundee in Las Vegas. Like what? This is
Yeah,
Are we trying to say this is still a thing, or is this a comeback? What is it?
And I remember, and what I remember the most about it, because I mean, I don't remember too much about it, other than if it had not been called Basic Instinct 2. It's one of those things where I thought it'd be a good movie. It's the I don't know what Hollywood, I don't know what anybody calls it.
I kinda tried to do it with Sliver, but it didn't work.
Well, no, here's the thing.
dare
It
you.
did work.
How
Sliver
dare
made
you,
money.
sir.
I like
you
Sliver.
know.
I like Sliver.
They did this. They tried to get her to do this for a long time.
So-
Diabolique was
but that
like
was
kind of
the
like
problem.
this,
It was 20 years later, and I will say this: even in that movie, I would say she was brave. I mean, for she was vulnerable, she was brave at at a time when she was older, and of course, this is like older women can't be beautiful, or older women can't be like no. She was really incredible, and she acted well in the movie. The problem is you called it Basic Instinct 2, which means the expectation going into it automatically, which is again, I like to call it the season of the witch theory. Everybody always says the season of the witch. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch is a great movie if you didn't call it Halloween 3.
See, I don't mind that we call it the Season of the Witch theory, even though in the thesis statement I disagree. I think Season of the Witch would still be a very forgettable horror movie, even if it was, not called, I don't think it's gonna
that's not
secretly, make more money or be more successful. I think it's,
But the only
I don't
reason
think that's
people saw
true,
the movie,
but it's different because the thing is, like, I like Season of the Witch,
but I like that. That's called the Season of the Witch theory because it works.
yeah,
the main point of Season of the Witch was it didn't have Michael Myers. Basic Instinct 2 still had Sharon Stone.
Right.
It just didn't have Michael Douglas. So another Michael was missing from it, right?
You can't take the fucking Michael out, man. I'm sorry.
Take the Michael out. It's not working.
and it's the first time that I remember seeing Paul Morrissey, who most people know as the governor on Walking Dead. He was the guy. He was the psychiatrist.
Right. Yeah.
Starts having and again, great role. He did an amazing job. He did what to follow the shoes of Michael Douglas. It's hard to do, but so it's a movie. If you watch it and you go into it taking out the idea that this is a sequel to that movie, it's a really good thriller. It's a really good mystery, and it does its job.
But I feel like they dropped the ball because I mean, like the ending of Basic Instinct 1 leads itself to a 2 because you're like, what? Like, how are they gonna explain like why? Like, I mean, I guess you can explain. I mean, she didn't kill him.
They don't.
But like,
they just jump forward and just
they're not, and that's the thing. I don't have respect for like the existence of it. So almost the way you feel about Eddie too, Ian. That like I disagree with its existence on a fundamental level. That it was made like actually offends me. I think it's beneath Sharon Stone.
I agree with you.
I think it's beneath everyone involved to be doing this. And like God bless Michael Catton Jones, but I think he does his best. But it's just a fucking thankless job. Like sometimes they're just thankless things you should stay the fuck away from. And I get it. It's hard. Like you burn bridges by saying no to things. Hey, you didn't help me out when I was up Schitt's Creek, and then I really lost my shirt in that movie. So fuck you. People are. It's Hollywood.
Like Basic Instinct 2. Like I mean, like it just seems like it's a direct to DVD movie.
That's what I thought way back when.
Yeah, starring Kurt Smith.
They spent millions advertising that movie. And like I said, I saw it in the theater.
If it was direct to DVD, it wouldn't have Sharon Stone. It probably would have
Kurt Smith and Mila Kunis.
That's exactly
like American Psycho 2 with Mila Kunis.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And Cruel Intentions 2 with Kurt Smith.
Yeah.
It just it wasn't the same again. But it was interesting. I do remember this.
Kari Wurr would be in Basic Instinct 2.
Yeah, because I mean, I was in college, I think, when Basic Instinct 2 came out, and I remember thinking, it's cool that they're actually trying to do the sexy '90s thriller again. Like it was brave that again that they're trying to do that in an era where we were on Van Wilder and American Pie 2 era of and Texas.
We wanted comedy.
And Platinum Dunes
R-rated comedy.
Here's the thing, though: if you're too early with the nostalgia, then it's like, oh, that guy wearing the bell bottoms, in the big collar.
It's Michael Douglas in the club.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know. It's like that guy who's a little too old to be wearing the graphic T-shirt. You're not way too old. He's a little bit too old. It's more offensive that way. I don't know.
Just newsflash: if you're over 40, no more graphic tees. Stop.
If you're over 30, no.
Honestly,
over 40, I'll give you the 40. Like 40 and
No,
over,
just
no
only
graphic
when I say
tees.
graphic tees, that only applies. First of all, I'm trying to hawk some graphic tees here, but only when I say graphic tees, that
No,
applies
I'm
to
talking about the
Ed,
ones that like
the Ed
that
Hardy
say
shit.
like yeah.
The fucking like the Sailor Jerry,
affliction shirts.
the like tribal tattoo patterns. Like that's what I mean when I say graphic tees. That's what I mean. Buy mashup shirts. Go to clothobrands.com. Go to havitall.com. Get the Pop Culture Punk collection. Tell your friends.
I think that's kind of true. I think it was in the weirdest way. It was two was ahead of its time in as far as like trying to nostalgia thirst this, which is odd to say because if because I know we're into pitch time, but wait, but before I say that, I have to acknowledge Jerry Goldsmith's score. This is
Oh yeah, the score's good.
This score is beautiful. If you go on YouTube and listen to Jerry Goldsmith's score for Basic Instinct, it's classic. I mean, it's noir at its best. But if you did Basic Instinct 2 today, right? Which I know we're pitching 3, but if you did Basic Instinct 2 now, to be honest, I actually think it would be even braver and bolder to have Sharon Stone now because she is still amazingly beautiful and is still the Sharon Stone of 90s. I mean, she really is. And I think her doing that role now would do I don't know if controversy is the right word, but it would spark people's like what's going on here?
Well,
I think if you got her now and did get Michael Douglas as well,
If you got
I think
Michael Douglas back,
those two things would kind of like it would be an
that-
older kind of thing, and I think it would be really cool.
That could work for me. However, I need it to be believable in the sense that, like, I don't think they, as the movie says, fuck like Manx, raised a couple rugrats and lived happily ever after. I think that, like, anything that's burning that hot is gonna fucking flame out or it's gonna combust. That one of the two of them gets like
But she
destroyed
doesn't
by
kill
that
her.
relationship.
But that's what I'm
no,
saying.
No,
She doesn't
I think
kill
they go
him,
their separate ways. But I think that
and
she
then-
drags Nick to like the bottom of his he hits rock fucking bottom when that relationship
Yeah, he
falls
loses
apart.
his job
He should be
altogether, all that
drunk.
stuff.
Yeah, he should fall back into blind drunkenness. I mean,
And
absolutely.
but you think he's been there for 30 years? I think he was there for a while. I think he got married, and then he did have a couple rugrats. And,
But in this version of Basic Instinct, because that's what I want to call it. I just want to call this Basic Instinct 2. I'm going to ignore that there was a Basic Instinct 2.
Call it Basic Instinct TOO.
Basic Instincts.
Look who's basic instincting
Look
now.
Okay. Basic Instinct now is actually a really funny title.
But like,
Good
okay,
chuckle
so
there.
he had the perfect life, right? He had the perfect life, and his wife, just had an aneurysm or a stroke. I mean, his wife just.
Oh, you can't have two dead wives. Come on now.
But it's just a natural.
They start
thing.
looking at him a little weird.
No, it's just she had a heart attack. She's older. They're older now.
Well, the first one killed herself.
I don't know. I think they got divorced. I'd say divorced.
Okay, they got divorced. Whatever it is, but the point is that now
I like it. I like them together. He's still married, and Sharon Stone comes back and tries to get him back, and he has to have the
that's a
affair
little
thing
Fatal
going on,
Attraction,
all that.
yeah.
Yeah, but
But if she got involved in another situation, which again that's kind of the whole point of Basic Instinct 2, is she's been silent for a lot of years, and all of a sudden she's involved in this car accident that's very suspicious, and it just starts it all over again. That's exactly how you should do it. If he's back into this whole game.
He's a retired cop, and now he's a private investigator, and she hires him to help prove that she's innocent.
That's good. I like.
Oh fuck, that's really good.
That's good.
Damn, Mickey, I think you just nailed it. Shit, we can close up early, guys. Let's go
All right,
home.
have a good night.
All right, I'll have a chat. All right, now let's go to the live. Let's go to the pitches in the chat. See, I think Whiskey 41's got a good one right up front. His pitch: an uber MILF detective is tasked with investigating a series of sex crimes and murders in an Arizona migrant camp, and her lead suspect is an author volunteering as a camp aide. Her world is turned upside down as she can't seem to corroborate any of his stories. Was he a CIA operative in Laos and Cambodia? Is he a cop in New Orleans? Is he the world's greatest rapping blues guitarist? Is his ethnicity some sort of strange hybrid of Japanese, Italian, and Russian? Or has he just been squinting intermittently since 1983? Of course, the biggest red flag is he claims to be able to get hard while on cocaine. It is with my most sincere apologies I cast Kelly LeBrock again with Steven Seagal in Bullshido Instinct. So
man.
there is
Wasn't
definitely
Sharon Stone in a movie with Seagal? Was she in
I
Above
don't
the
think
Law?
so. No,
she-
that's what not Erica Laniak, right?
Laniak is in Under Siege.
Under Siege, but who's in Above the Law?
Or Out
She
for
might
Justice?
be.
Was she in Out for
Yeah, she
I
might
thought
be in
she
the
was
Seagal
in Above
movie.
the Law.
If you got Google handy, let us know, folks. But yeah, no, I will say though, there is definitely a weird early 90s fucking movie that was probably written by Seagal and probably directed by Seagal or like Aaron Norris or someone that is just like him and
Oh no,
Kelly
Sharon
LeBrock.
Stone is in Above the
She's
Law.
in Above the Law.
Okay, I kind of thought that was
I
right.
thought
It's
she
been a
was.
minute.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
been
I
a
was
minute.
wrong.
To me, the only Seagal movie I, rewatch is Hard to Kill. That's the one. That's the
Under
one. I don't rewatch anything
Under
else. I don't
Siege.
care.
I'll watch
Under
Under
this,
Siege.
dude, I
But
don't care.
do
Hard to
yourself a
Kill.
favor.
William
And you do have to
Sadler.
at least watch one of the 4 from like 2005.
Oh, okay. Urban Justice is fucking treasure, actually.
Just-
That is
just
fucking amazing.
Just to enjoy. You have to watch
No,
one of
I
those.
will say that. Yeah, Urban Justice is better than Out for Justice in my household. Any rate, God bless Eddie Griffin. That's all I'm gonna say. So, Gold's Co with the next pitch. His pitch. Mitchell falls in love with Catherine, only for her to end up murdered at the X Games. With the blame on him, he must race literally to solve the murder and prove his innocence in Basic Born. Oh, this movie has
I
everything.
can't lie.
It's
A
got
sexy version of that stupid movie
Air
would be
Instinct.
better.
Dude, first of all, I didn't think it was
Born
possible.
Instinct. It's Born Instinct, people. Come
Born
on.
Instinct, yeah. Or
Oh,
Air
yeah,
Instinct
you're right.
too.
I
Air
will
Born
think,
Instinct
yeah.
is too.
Yeah, come on, Sean.
Yeah, but that sounds kind of like a sexy Matt Damon movie then, The Born
That
Instinct.
sounds like the Roger
Yeah.
Corman ripoff of this movie.
Yeah, the talented Mr.
Born
whatever. So no, I love that. And I didn't think it would be possible for Airborne to get sexier because you've got that soundtrack and you've got the rollerblading and it's just a sexy movie. But man, you've done it, I think, and you've made Basic Instinct sexier by putting rollerblades in it. Again, we can close up shop and go home, guys. Good night.
But no, there's something about that revival of
Air
Well,
Instinct,
but
Born
the-
Instinct.
no, what we were talking about, like our version of Basic Instinct too, where they're older.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually do.
So I like the kind of cocoon angle here,
Well,
the
but that's
return.
the problem. I actually believe that there is not as good representation of older romantic, things. And I get it, right? Hollywood statistics going to say nobody wants to see that on screen, blah blah blah. But you know what? I'm sure there's a lot of
Nobody wants to see any of the shit they put out for Oscar season anyways anymore.
Well, but
at least have some fun. Give the older actors a go.
But the people who watch Basic Instinct now are going to want to see Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone a little older and dealing with things a little bit better and all
Michael Douglas probably looks better at his age now than I ever have.
Like if you give me a disclosure too, and you say, "Oh, we're gonna bring back Demi Moore and Michael Douglas," I'm not gonna say like, "No, don't do that, don't do that." I'm like, yeah, give me that. I'm like, when's it coming out in the theaters? I'm watching it. I'm like,
Disclosure 2 with AI. Get out of here. That's I'm sold on that one now.
For
We
sure.
don't even have to folks. We don't even have to do that show.
I love how Disclosure had like the Lawnmower Man angle though. It was basically
Yeah,
you took like
at the
Basic
end.
Instinct and Lawnmower Man and just went like this,
Yeah.
which
He's
actually they were
Michael
both
Douglas is
outrun.
always trying to figure out why, what happened and who's trying to screw him. It's for some reason, like he's with the hottest
'cause he's
chicks,
stupid.
but they're
No, what happens is
they're
he's
all trying to
stupid
kill
one-
him or like get him fired. I'm like,
Michael Douglas has a fun night and then he wakes up and it's like crap.
what did I do last night?
He does the same thing. He does the same thing at Wall Street. He had a fun night with cocaine and all that stuff, and it's like crap. Now I'm investigated by FBI.
Who's this in my bed?
but this could be an interesting angle. What if his wife is actually Catherine Zeta-Jones?
So yeah, I kind of thought about that. And honestly, there's definitely a version of this that's like Basic Instinct 2 and it's just the two of them. It's Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta and like
Ooh.
that's, that came out in 1999, like just before Basic Instinct 2, the whatever. Like
No,
the
recast.
entrapment era, the ass
That's what I was just
lasers
gonna say.
era.
Recast Entrapment and
Oh, but
Basic Instinct
that
with
would
Sean Connery and her. Oh,
but that would be so like
Your
what
ass
would
and
happen. It would
really turns me on.
that
Harder than
version would
steel.
be
oh, that would
that
be. Oh, you
version
would
would be
watch
like
it.
a
You would
like a
watch it, Chris. Shut up.
remake. That
Chris
version would
would
be like a
Wait,
remake.
Chris would be
It'd
in
be
his
like the same
basement with the
beats.
remote
Wait,
pausing.
wait. I can't even hear what Mickey's saying.
I'm
What do you
sorry.
say, Mickey?
That version would be like a remake. It would be like literally like have the same beats as the first one, just replaced, Sharon Stone with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
And let's be real, like, dude, people showed up to Entrapment, which was just sold as Ass Lasers, the movie, and like they would have showed up to that in 1999. Douglas was still sexy as fuck.
Zorro.
It baffles
People
me
saw
to this
Zorro
day.
just for that.
Chris,
It baffles
please
me to this
make
day.
that poster and just call it Ass Lasers.
Ass lasers.
I was saying that back
Or
then.
laser
I was like,
tag.
why don't they just call it Ass Lasers? Because every goddamn trailer, every goddamn TV spot has her ass going through lasers. They should have made it the poster too. They should have called the movie Ass Lasers. And if they won't, goddamn it, I will. So we're going to be writing Ass Lasers next week. Ass Lasers 2 on VCR.
Entrapment 2, Ass Lasers.
So let me ask this: like, I
Entrapment 1 was
think, I
Ass
think
Lasers.
that version that with the older version is perfect. But if you remade today, if you remade Basic Instinct, would it even matter? Would it be impactful?
Hold that thought because some flavor of that is in this next pitch here from Oscar
Okay.
Toronzo. And Oscar's pitch, 1947, 47. Why did I say that? 1947. Catherine Sidney Sweeney is a famous playwright suspected to be involved in a couple of murders. Detective Nick, Ryan Gosling, investigates the crimes without any evidence and leads he falls for her. His alcoholism, blackouts, and cocaine use don't help, even in 1947. As Catherine needs to prove her innocence, she finds out Nick is responsible for all the murders himself and wanted to go out and glory in a Charles Starkweather Natural Born Killer style exit. And the Black Dahlia murder, she finds out he was trying to frame some rich doctor in Hollywood. So that's a really interesting
That's
historical
actually
twist. The only thing I don't like about that is the Sydney Sweeney of it all. But I do recognize that, like, like what you're saying, Ian, is if you made it today, like, yes, that's the one that people are drooling over right now. It's fucking Sydney Sweeney. But hopefully we can move on.
Oh, you could have a Zendaya in it too.
Well, that would
Zendaya?
certainly be preferable.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I think
I do miss it. I honestly, ever since we've had, what do you call them on? What's the name? It's a role now. You have to have intimacy coordinator. And COVID. I mean, really, movies have not been really,
sexy.
Really, no. I mean, I remember there was that year after COVID when movies were starting to come out. Like nobody was kissing anybody in movies.
There was a while though where like people were just filming each other going to the bathroom for the sake of honesty and calling it art. It got a little far the other direction before
That was YouTube. That was YouTube.
But you know what I mean? Like there was that Lars von Trier stuff, and there was
like Nymphomaniac or whatever.
Yeah, like where it's like,
no, that's that.
I don't need actual blowjobs in a film,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the idea of what Basic Instinct was so good is that it was very, very powerful in the imagery, but they didn't go too far. I mean, it wasn't too far. I mean, the famous scene, for instance, I argue you cannot see anything. Everybody claims they see something. You're right, but everybody has said you don't see anything. You really don't. It's your mind playing tricks on you, and that was kind of a good. I actually liked that it wasn't too revealing. I like that it was just holding back a little bit. But I think we've swung so much now that if you did a remake, not necessarily going all the way out, but like doing that again, pushing the envelope again that they haven't done in the past few years, really, really would do it. And if you read old noir novels, you know, they do push the limit. I just read Postman Always Rings Twice, and you know,
Oh, I thought you said Post Malone rings
Oh,
twice.
Kevin Costner hated
gross.
it.
Postman. No, that's the Postman.
Yeah, what was that? The sequel? We
No,
don't need more.
The Postman always rings twice. It's a
Nah, the
not
first
out.
time was bad enough. Kevin Costner, no, thank
How
you.
dare you? But that's a poster for you. The Postman rings twice with Kevin Costner on a doorbell. But those books push the you know the
The envelope.
sexualness and the heaviness. They really pushed it, and I think that it's due time to have that. And I
You
think
know what I think? Like, do
I
you agree?
agree.
Do you think of this? Like, let me say this hot take, and you tell me if you think that this is true or not. Because I don't know. For my memory might be fading a little bit, but for some reason, I feel like Body of Evidence was the end of these kind of movies.
I don't
no,
remember
that was
much about
before.
Body of Evidence other than there was a movie called Body of Evidence. at some
The
Madonna.
one with Madonna and William Dafoe.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I got a blank spot.
Oh my God. But see, so
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that. So maybe it's true that was the end of these kind of movies.
I what year was that? Body of Evidence?
Body Evidence was
I want to say it's
probably
toward the
right.
end.
It was like 93.
Oh, that's the year after this. That couldn't be
That's what
the
I'm saying.
end.
I don't think it's the end of it.
Yeah.
But I get what Mickey's saying. It's
Well,
like
I
any.
do.
It's like,
It is 93. It is 93.
well, look.
Oh yeah, so that was not the end. They kept making these. They kept
I
making
wasn't-
Sharon Stone versions of this for another fucking
listen,
4 or
they
5
made the
years.
spoof of this movie, Fatal Instinct. You know,
Armand Asante at his
yeah.
finest.
like any genre. When
Come on.
oh my god, I love Armand. That man's his Gotti, Oscar worthy.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
His Gotti's Oscar worthy. But
That's the one. Yes. I
yeah.
don't know why Travolta even tried.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But you know, when the spoofs come in, it's over. I mean, really, that's the rule. When the spoof comes in, it's
I don't know. I don't know if that's. I mean, that's a rule. I don't know if it's the rule, but
I think so. Once you get the spoofs in there, it's hard to take it seriously after that. I mean, it's after Airplane came out, we're not going to do disaster movies. We're not going to do Concord, things like that. It's just
But we kind of got to a world in the late 90s, early 2000s where there was the instant spoof, where like they spoofed the Matrix before they could make a Matrix sequel.
Well, I give you
know. And so then I think then we kind of became spoof proof in a sense. We became so self-aware. We were able to like compartmentalize and separate things. Any rate, I'm getting very 90s talk. I do want to say in the chat, Whiskey41 saying if you're pitching Gray Bush Basic Instinct, maybe title it Golden Instinct, Geriatric Instinct. Nah, Golden is better. So
I don't think they would revisit that scene though. Let's be
honestly,
real.
that is a great poster though. Just Rue McClanahan with their legs crossed, Golden Instinct. Like that is a great mashup. I am making that ASAP. Any one of them, dude.
Trademark.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Dorothy Zbornak on there, Estelle Getty. There's no wrong way to Golden Instinct. That's all I'm gonna say. Gosh. Fucking A. I also will say, as much as I would love to see like the Senior Cruise version of Basic Instinct, literally set it in an old retirement home in Florida somewhere, like, any old person setting. You can dial it back now. Old people are not like, with walkers and shit. Now they're like George Hamilton. They're Michael Douglas. They're handsome, Sharon Stone. They could look good,
It's not our grandmother's generation. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's like Cher. It's it's the hotties.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. Look at Sharon Stone today. She just did a magazine cover a few years back that like blew up the internet. I mean, she could still do this role.
Absolutely, yeah. There's plenty of these people that
I actually think that's the power. The one thing about Basic Instinct is it really that I appreciate is its femininity, the empowerment of women. I mean, it really did do something about that.
I do think Catherine Trammell is a great role. I think it's a very empowering role for like 90s women. I think it was a step forward in a lot of ways. I know this movie did receive some protests from the gay community saying
Cliche.
you made lesbians murderers, blah 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 blah. I don't think that is, if that's your takeaway from the movie, I think you're really reaching. I think you're grasping it. You're looking for something to be offended about. And I don't say that lightly, but in that case, I do think so. And that certainly 1992 was the fucking peak cinematic year of like you're looking for something to be offended about. I remember these people doing Batman Returns interviews being like, "It was an attack on children," and I'm like, "Go kill yourself, kid! Like wherever you are, I hope you're
Jiminy.
fucking dead." Like.
What?
That kid
What's the
deserves to
matter with
rot
you?
in hell. That kid deserves to rot in hell, whoever that kid is. His
These
parents
are
put him up to that
opinions.
shit. Yeah.
These opinions are pop culture punks only.
Yeah, this does not. Yeah, this does not reflect the. There should not have been McDonald's toys for Batman Returns. I will stand by that.
I don't
That
give a
movie should not have been promoted to kids.
Well, you could have had Taco Bell toys and there would have been no fucking problem, but
But
McDonald's
I think we got worse when we got to Batman and Robin.
McDonald's got their McPanties in a bunch and they ruined one of the greatest fucking cinematic parties we ever had in the Burton verse. But that's another story
But
for
for
another fucking
90s,
day.
for
Watch our
90s
Batman episode.
But for 90s McDonald's, when they went like Flintstone, they went hardcore, and that was impressive.
Oh no, if that's what you wanted to do with killing Burton so you could go make Flintstones fucking stupid cups. Oh God. Rock Donalds, suck my rock, get
cheap.
out of here.
Where was the Basic Instinct toy at McDonald's? That's what we
Yes, that's what I wanted. Where was
the
the
kids
fucking fast
retractable
food tie-in?
ice pick?
Yes, where was the Burger King Kids Club, version of this, the ice pick under the wheelchair. So I will say though, the other thing I would have definitely and would still entertain is honestly, I don't say this often, but a prequel. I think the story of them at college. I think
Gene Triplehorn and Catherine.
And again, what is this kind of universe like in the 80s when there's more cocaine, there's more, they're younger, they're more reckless, it's like more elite, it's more snob, it's more society.
They're going to Berkeley,
Yeah.
College, all that stuff.
The corruption of the innocent story, basically.
Yeah, and the professor and stuff like that could be, Eric Stoltz could have played that professor and,
Oh my gosh, that there's like, okay.
He basically did play
there's
that
a
professor.
murder of a college professor, and this isn't the first time she's run into this, and
yeah,
that could be that would actually be rather interesting.
That could be a good little joint, that could be a nice little 80s flick, 80s retro or whatever. Would have been nice if it was made in the 80s,
But nowadays you can go reverse. You can do that back, the 80s now. You've done it with so many things, so.
As long as it's done right and respectfully and tastefully, not just like, oh yeah.
I will say this: if you did a remake, this is kind of interesting. I was just talking to my students today about, the idea of like why '90s is so like popular amongst them. To this age group, '90s is kind of like our parents' like obsession with the '50s kind of thing, and it's just because it was 20 years ago. To them, 20 years before they were born.
That's
but
30 years ago.
Also, a lot of their parents are from the 90s.
Yeah, and so if you remade this movie, I think it would be interesting to see how 90s the movie could be. Do a remake of today set in the 90s and make it like the ultimate 90s movie.
It would definitely have to be very self-aware.
That's what I'm saying, and it should be, all right? It should be self-aware of the whole, like,
and not PC.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Well, depending on what part of the 90s you're being made, that's the difference between 92 and 94, even 93. By the time you get to Demolition Man, we are living in the PC era, and that movie is a response to it, for better or for worse.
Oh, yeah.
But that's, again, go watch our Demolition Man 2 Shell Shock episode. But yeah, no, I think the prequel would definitely, and I could see it playing out like, almost a bit of a Cruel Intentions kind of vibe there.
Yeah.
With some twists.
Yeah.
You know, I could have definitely seen Sarah Michelle Gellar, you know, in that
Games,
cast,
Or-
Ryan Felipe.
A
The game
wild
that they're
things. A
playing.
wild things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit of that. Yeah, a bit of that.
A little
that vibe.
bound. A little bound.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna get any complaints out of me. You know,
Mm.
I mean, Homeward Bound. You know, Lost in San
That
Francisco.
was the dirty little secret everybody has that everybody knows.
Bound is a cinematic treasure. Joe Pantoliano. Are you kidding me?
Joey
that's
Pants. Joey
Joey
Pants.
Pants. Yeah. So they had to put a guy named Pants in it because no one watched that movie wore pants. But
Oh.
So fun fact in the chat, Whiskey Foreman says, fun fact, Verhoeven put Rue McClanahan in Starship Troopers. Did I have a blank spot on this? Was she actually in Starship Troopers? Or is he Josh and me? I don't know. If she is, though, Starship Troopers just got a little bit better, in my opinion. I was never the biggest fan, but I don't
R.I.P.
know.
Patrick Muldoon.
Oh, yes, that is true. Yeah, we've lost some. And R.I.P.
Wait
Jonathan
a minute,
Tiersten
Cena
from
started-
Sleepaway Camp.
Okay, hear me out. The cheap version, right? Let's say
Direct to
this
DVD.
This didn't go to the. Let's say Basic Instinct didn't go big. Maybe it just went to 500 theaters, and it was a cheaply like independent movie.
Okay.
Instead of Michael Douglas, Michael Ironside,
Okay.
and she's the Kiss guy's wife, Meatballs 3.
Shannon Tweed.
Shannon Tweed.
Shannon Tweed.
Oh.
Michael Ironside, Shannon Tweed version of Basic Instinct.
Oh, but that's
Haven't you ever seen Night Eyes? That's
the cable
Night
version.
Eyes.
That's not.
I think Night
Every
Eyes-
movie she made.
Who are
every
you
movie she-
talking to? God, it's like we're friends.
It's all
but we're
cable.
not.
It's all cable. All cable. All cable.
Yeah, I mean, folks, if we
Shannon
you know,
Tweed was the queen of Cinemax.
Yeah, she was.
if
You
I
know what I'm
had
saying?
my
Like,
way, we
you
would
see
do a
that
Night Eyes
movie out there.
episode.
You see the cover on the VHS shelf. You see it.
Oh yeah.
Michael Ironside.
You know, in that version, I can see it, and he's wearing a terrible wig.
It may
He's
be.
got a bad hairpiece, but yeah.
No, it's bald Ironside, and it's worth it.
You
Worth
sick
it.
man. You sick man.
So worth
You want
it.
to enter the bull ring like you're McGowan right now. The next Karate Kid flashbacks. That's his cinematic peak, and we all know it. All right, guys. I don't know. Did we do it? I think maybe we
We
did.
did.
I
We got a
think we
couple
did
good
fair
versions.
enough.
Yeah, I think the version we came up with, them older and he's married, private eye kind of
I
thing.
think we did it. I think we got some
I
good
get
mashups out of this too. Golden Instinct is just
Mm.
that's gonna pay dividends, I think. So I guess it's time for me to say then that if you came here for the Klinkster, you definitely want to check out his latest B movie challenge for the Slither thriller, My Anaconda Don't Want None Unless You Got Buns, Hun. I don't know what that is, but that's what he told me to say. Folks.
Anaconda.
Oh, okay, it's for
Ana-
Anaconda. All right,
Anaconda.
that's a.
The original Anaconda?
Yeah. Because that
Speaking of-
movie pretends to be an A movie, and it needs to shed its skin and embrace its B moviness.
Oh, you're gonna make me stolz right now.
That's
All right, well, and I guess also time for me to remind you that if you came here to get pop culture punked, you'll definitely want to check out Clotho Brands or HaveItTall.com for you lengthy lovers out there to score the first 9 official pop culture punk t-shirts with hoodies soon to follow. And it's time for me to remind you fans to tune in next Wednesday at 9 p.m. when we go family friendly by trying to get Ed Harris to marry a hooker for our Milk Money episode. As always, if you enjoyed this video, the best way to help is to smash that like button and leave a comment telling us what movie or TV franchise that you want us to cover on a future episode of VCR Redux. And since you're already doing that, you might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow Fandom Spotlight, Clotho Brands, Have It Tall, and Pop Culture Punk. Till then, back up those Betamax, rewind those Laserdiscs, and we'll see you at the movies.